Hello, America. This is
the fastest 2 hours in radio.
I think we really need like an intellectual revolution.
Now, of course, this is not so much a show as it is a special event.
The Morning Edge with Fox 2's Vic Faust.
We need to have a little talk here.
Chris Knight.
Hang on.
And Eric Johnson.
The more bizarre he gets,
the more people like him.
A complex mechanism that in itself must be operated by an even more complex entity, you.
The Morning Edge starts now.
Hey guys, welcome to the show. Good morning. It is The Edge. Happy Thursday. June 16th is our time. Are we all used to living and breathing and dealing in 100-degree temperatures yet? And heat indices over 100?
You know, yesterday didn't feel that bad. I actually sat out on a patio last night.
Because, you know why? We didn't get quite to 100. The heat indices were over 100, but here's the thing. We had breezes yesterday.
Right.
There was a lot of breezes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a bad calf curse, but I went out and trying to get back to my running. I ran yesterday.
Did you?
And you know what? It was not bad. There's been days where it's been worse because the breeze was so strong where I was running on the track where I was in an open area. I was like, damn, it should be worse than this.
Awesome.
But anyway.
How long did you run?
Yesterday was an easy one. It was only 40 minutes.
Okay. Where'd you run at?
That was a track by my house.
Nice.
But anyway, we welcome everybody into the show today. Where's my stuff? Anyway, Chris Knight's here. Chris Cooper and Vic Faust of Fox 2. Crystal, why do you look tired? Did you go drink last night?
What?
You look like you look tired.
I'm not tired.
You look hungover. I'm sorry.
I do?
You either look hungover or that you like slept for like 12 hours.
No.
That look can be the same, but you'll feel different, of course.
No, I feel fine today, actually. But I did go out and play trivia last night.
Okay, were you up late?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I did sneak in. I got home, and then I did watch a Peaky Blinders episode because I'm like, I have to. I'm only on the second episode, so nobody ruin it for me on the Facebook
Chris,
line,
it's a great show that I don't think many people watch.
It's so good.
It was my first introduction into TV or series, so to speak, on a streaming device or outlet.
Right. And people that know me, I don't watch a lot of TV. So it's a lot when I say that I am into something and I'm willing to sit down and put it on and watch more than one episode.
No, I was just saying, because the other day you seemed all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, wide awake. You're like, ooh, I got all this in it. And then you just seem like you're very relaxed today.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Well, I haven't had my coffee. It still has a lid on it. We'll see. I have been fighting a little something.
Coffee doesn't give you energy, right?
You tell me that all the time.
Yeah, I know. I'm just messing with you.
More than anything, it lifts my spirit. How about that?
You know what I've started in the last month or so? I do something that's equivalent. I drink green tea.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Same dang thing. Gotcha. Hey, Chris, I was surprised I didn't get any pictures last night on whatever account it is that's your name that your daughter uses. I can't even remember what that is.
She was so happy that you wore purple.
She was watching?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Was she watching during the 5 o'clock hour or the 9 o'clock hour?
About halfway through the 5 and then all the 9.
What? What is this poor girl doing? It sounds like torture. You're going to.
She was so happy that you wore purple.
Okay, I'm glad that she could see it.
And it did look good.
Yeah, it's a great color.
The color scheme was good.
Okay. Well, if she's listening, you can tell her, or I would say hi, and thank you for the purple suggestion. Purple, purple, purple it is. Guys, thanks for coming in. I'm sorry I have to say it, and I don't know. The Jack Flaherty curse lives.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like that guy.
I'm sorry. I don't like him either because of his attitude.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the fact that he forgot how to pitch.
Yeah, that's for sure.
He owes us 4 games. I put the sweep in Tampa on him because he went out, he attacked another team, he unified them by making fun of them, ripping them publicly. Somebody, you want to say something about your own team, don't go rip other players and teams because they're not doing something that you want them to do from a social justice standpoint.
Yeah. I mean, we were both pretty high-end athletes. Why would you ever give your opponent anything? to have in their back of their mind
Well, because
to
he
try
grew up,
harder.
Yeah, but this kid grew up in L.A. and he's been entitled his whole life and feels like he can say whatever he wants. When I say entitled, meaning that he feels like he can say what he wants. You don't force other people to do what you want to do.
Right.
And you don't call them out publicly if somebody's doing what you don't want them to do just because you can throw a baseball.
Yeah.
That's it. Just because you can throw a baseball.
Yeah.
I don't think you should antagonize your opponent before you see him either.
No.
Well, yeah. And the best part about it was when he was ripping the Rays players for not wearing their Pride Night patch on their shirts. Other players who wore the Pride
The Rays didn't care.
numbers on their own team said, leave our guys alone. Our guys are fine.
Right.
We're a united clubhouse. We don't force people to think how we may want them to think, and it doesn't mean they're against us just because they're not putting it on there. And what happened to somebody's freedom of religion? Because
that was their reason.
Yeah, the Rays players came out and said, well, I hate to regurgitate. Anyway, that was a reasoning. They should be allowed. If you want to wear your pride colors and that's what they're allowing you to do, you go ahead and do it. But then what did the Rays do? The Rays came out and swept the Cardinals. I mean, he said it right as they were going into that series. So Jack got to pitch for the first time this season last night.
And he lost.
Well, he did not look good. He didn't have help. He made an error, which was really, really bad. And I don't know, it was just bad. The Cardinals should not have lost. They came back and they tied the game. They were down 4. But the underlying issue is I called it before the Rays series. I was worried that something would happen with that whole series. I was worried from the get-go that they get swept, and they did. Now I'm worried about Jack Flaherty, so he owes us 4 games. That's right?
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, as long as Jack keeps his mouth quiet and his tweets to himself and he goes out and pitches, I'll be back on the Jack train.
Yeah.
He was one of the best pitchers in baseball when he got hurt last year.
I feel like the senior guys on the Cardinals, had he been up with them, I think they would have said something to him. But I think because he was in Springfield, he felt like
he needs to go back to Springfield.
Be a little more open.
Because he sucks.
No,
I
he
just
does,
say I
he
think he's going to
doesn't.
be quiet.
Yeah, he does.
I don't. He's not, Chris. When he's right, his stuff is as good as anybody in Major League Baseball. It's
you
just,
could say that about a few of them. Martinez, when he was good.
Yeah, but last year, when Flaherty went out last year, when he got hurt, he was pitching. He was one of the. He was going to be in the All-Star game. He was that good. Then he gets hurt and doesn't really pitch again. Then in the preseason, he gets hurt. So last night was his first start back. I just didn't like his mannerisms on the mound. He was like frustrated, like a little kid throwing a fit. And if you're not doing bad, you don't like start like saying all the stuff and throwing your hands. It's like little league stuff.
Yeah.
No,
grow up.
My Tampa Bay Lightning lost last night.
That's all right. I know I was rooting for
Damn
them.
it.
Even though I think Colorado was going to win the series, I despise them. And as Martin calls Kroenke, Enos Kroenke. That's his name, by the way. It's Enos.
Yeah.
Enos Kroenke.
I love how Pat Maroon came out and said, I can't stand that guy about Stan
I'm telling
Kroenke.
you what. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
Pat Maroon, if you didn't see,
Our Oakville boy.
He was on a podcast and said he's like, I hate that guy because he took the Rams from St. Louis. Pat should have continued further and said, I hate that guy because he illegally took the Rams from St. Louis and instead of going to court was a part of the largest settlement in the history of professional sports for wrongdoing.
Yeah.
For wrongdoing. Yeah, it's not like, oh, he just took the Rams from... No, they illegally did something, dropped bombs on the city as they left, and then they had to pay a record total. And I don't care if they have the money to do it or not. It's the point. It's the fact. It's the precedent that was set.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's the point. It is.
So, anyway, yeah, another great game. Tampa lost, down 1-0. I'm worried that they're going to. I'm worried they're going to get swept.
No.
I'm not kidding you.
No,
this Colorado team is so damn good, and that's why the cheap shot of Nazem. The Nazem Kadri cheap shot on Bennington, because there's no doubt the Blues beat them.
Yes.
I was at that game with you. The Blues were rocking and rolling, up 1-0. They were about ready to go up in that series. Colorado didn't know what to do because their mental psyche was soft, and it's always been soft. And then they found a way to beat the Blues in that series after the Blues lost their best player. And then now Colorado's a different team. So Anyway, that's what's going on there. We've got like 20 headlines. Anything from last night, Crystal? Anything on your mind this morning? Anything you want to get out before we start attacking some of these topics?
No, I think I'm good. We mentioned I went to trivia. I'm not as smart as I thought I was, but other than that.
But you're still smart.
Was there a question that you remember last night? See, I used to think trivia is cool. Now I get bored. I just get bored at them.
Oh, no. I mean, I had friends. We met up with a couple that we hadn't seen in a while, so
I can't believe you went and did trivia and you didn't drink.
No, I did drink.
Oh, here we go.
See, I set you up for that.
Here we go.
Well, Crafty Chameleon has really good beer, so I had one of his beers last night.
What's it called?
Crafty Chameleon. And
Whose
it's in
beer?
Ellisville.
That's kind of a long name for a bar.
Yeah, but they've got a cool setup.
The Crafty Chameleon.
Mm-hmm.
Who
And they
makes
have
that beer?
no, the company is called Crafty Chameleon, and
Okay.
they are a brewery and a pizzeria in Ellisville, Clarkson and Clayton area next to Walnut Grill. And if you haven't tried them, they have an Italian pizza oven that's really good. So they do wings in there, and they do pizzas.
Oh, it sounds like a newer
salads.
place.
It's been there for a while, but he slowly has grown. So he was just basically a tap house at first, and then he moved into having the pizza, and then they built out the back to have a brewery. So now they have their own beers on tap as well as other stuff. They have liquor, they have canned beer.
Well, you know
outside
they have
patio.
liquor.
So it's nice, yeah. But yeah, trivia
Was there a
was
question
little
from
difficult.
trivia that you were surprised that you didn't know or you did?
Yes, actually, there was one that I
What
was
was the
surprised
question?
about. It was basically what game is there a 3-part wager, and they call it Nassau.
I would be clueless.
And I didn't know. We guessed polo, and it was actually golf. And so I was I didn't know that.
Repeat the question again, please.
It's a 3-part wager that you can do in the sport, and it's called Nassau.
Okay, I've
So
never
at
heard
first
of that.
with wager, I thought horse racing.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that
that's,
was good. That-
nothing's called Nassau. So we went with polo, and then it was golf.
You can't really wager polo. You mean, is this something you're playing?
Yeah, see, that was the confusing part of the question.
You don't make wagers on a horse while you're running around. I couldn't see that.
Yeah, I don't know. We didn't know. So yeah, that was when we threw out there, and it was golf.
That's all right. I'm curious if any of our golfers out there had ever heard of that, because I've never, ever heard about that. And I've been around
Right.
golf since I was in the 7th grade, 6th
Yeah.
grade.
Yeah, but I mean, there were some like toss-ups, like which handle always win, and it was full house versus flush.
I don't know. Well, let's run down some of the comments from our Facebook line. You guys make the show. We appreciate it. We try to bring you the topics you want to hear. 100.7 The Viper. Jump in. Share the show as always. We appreciate it. You can also jump in on our streaming option, ViperRocks.com. Once again, ViperRocks.com. We are also on YouTube, The Morning Edge. And heck, if you are really feeling energetic today, if you want to give us a call, you can. The phone number there, 636-695-2915, 636-695-2915. Glenn Thompson says, great wood-fired pizza at your friend's place.
Yeah. Thanks, Glenn.
Tell him I'll come in for a free meal.
Yeah. Well, we'll meet there.
Tell him to send me a gift card, and I'll come in. All right?
Okay.
Ben says, I'm just teasing. I'll promote that I'm there, kind of like an Instagram influencer.
Yeah. Yeah, you can pull it
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, we try to do that at Wenty's.
Mm-hmm.
I might go there today.
Speaking of Wenty's, you should. Great. I'm
I'm
telling
going
you,
to get me a pizza.
the food is so damn good at Wenty's. Speaking of Wenty's,
Yeah, I
as
could
soon
go
as I
for
bring it up,
wings.
Ben Kahn, he's one of the family owners there. He joins our show. Vic wore purple on air to distract from all the bad news on air. Yeah, there's a lot of bad news, that's for sure. And basketball tonight, the Celtics are going to get beaten. Sorry.
Oh.
Just teasing. Game 6 for Boston. I can't see Boston losing 3 games in a row. I think Golden State wins at 7. Who knows? We'll see. We continue. Brent says, look into gift cards at Panera that give good deals. Where did that come from? Not
No
quite
clue.
sure. He says, good morning, Patriots. Yes, Channel 4 is moving out of St. Louis. I think we talked about that in the show before. They're going to be our neighbors. They're coming. Fox 2 was the trendsetters.
Yeah.
Long time ago. Or not I don't know how long it was ago. Maybe 15 years ago, Chris. I can't remember. Fox 2 moved from near Forest Park,
Best thing they ever did.
the zoo area, over to the Maryland Heights area.
Yep.
Now Channel 4 is moving over to probably less than a mile away near Westport Plaza. So that leaves one TV station in the city, and
you can just leave it there.
well, we'll see.
Well, I mean,
Crime is surely the reason. I can't say that, Kevin. I know you're saying it. I don't know if that's true or not, but
I don't think so. I think that's a good area for
It
TV
is.
stations because it's very central. You can send crews to the west.
bingo.
You can send them to the east.
It's you already get it, Chris.
Yeah.
And especially there seems to be a lot more news happening in St. Charles County.
Well, yeah, because of the population.
And there is, and it's growing, and it
Yes.
continues to grow. And then when you're having to send vehicles, and you pay a ton of money for gas to cover news.
You're
Can you
damn
imagine?
right.
You're flying all over the place.
Especially when they
and-
fly that helicopter called Skyfox.
Oh my gosh, is that true? It is. All over the place. Don says trade deadline is coming up. No, we do not want to trade Jack Flaherty. No, we just want him to get his mind right. Somebody needs to slap him silly and tell him to stop tweeting. I'd put Pujols on that.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you break your fingers.
So like Yachty, Wayno, like they're not gonna. I think he'll be quiet once he's up here. I think they might have said a little something to him.
You think so?
I think so. We've always had great leaders, and I do think that they don't want outside mess. They're just trying to win. It's their last
agree.
year.
Well, I know. I know.
Cut it out, rookie.
I don't know where it's Amy Bittner. I worked in a law firm in the Channel 4 building by the Arch. I don't know what we're getting out of that. Vic, I'm pissed because AT&T took Fox 2 off my lineup.
Guess you better cancel
What?
AT&T.
What the are you talking about?
What?
What happened? Wait a minute. So you're telling me if you have AT&T, Fox 2 is off air now?
I have Spectrum. I'm not sure.
I haven't heard of that.
I didn't think they could touch the local 3.
Yeah,
Kimberly-
they can.
Yeah, Kimberly, if you have
Huh?
more, well, there's contracts. They talk
Right.
about contracts
Yep.
with ownership, and then this happens all the time. As a matter of fact, you want to talk? We were talking about Stan Kroenke a little bit earlier. Do you know that in the Denver area, because the team is such tightwads that most, and if anybody in Denver, and Aaron Bland, you're a fan, can talk to us and tell us. I was told, Martin Kilcoyne told me that much of Denver can't watch the Avalanche on cable systems because there's been a back and forth battle that the rates that the Avalanche want are so high because of Kroenke, because Venus, as Martin calls him, that fans can't even watch, and that they hate him in Denver as well.
So it's black.
That's what the sports anchors in there were telling Martin Kilcoyne about
Oh
it
yeah,
as well.
that would piss me off. Yes.
No Cardinals on YouTube
He's
TV.
just an arsehole,
Yeah,
as
exactly.
Vic would say. What'd you say?
An abs hole.
Abs. That's it. Abs.
There you go. That kind of came about, but interestingly enough, that I don't know that had happened. So we appreciate everybody jumping in from that standpoint. One of the other big stories that we talk about that with Kroenke, Joe Patterson brings it up to the table here. You're listening to The Edge. Eric Johnson is here. Good morning, Eric. Chris Knight, Crystal Cooper.
5 out of that place pretty soon. I saw Sally Jesse Raphael down there, and I'll be sad.
Sally Jesse Raphael.
I'll be sad.
I guarantee Crystal has no idea who that is. Crystal, am I right?
Hold on, let me look it up.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Let me look it
I
up.
knew there was no way in
Let me
hell
look
you
it
knew.
up.
who
She
it
was the original queen of daytime TV.
Yes, she was.
I was
Yeah.
down there, and I remember the episode. I was in 6th grade, and it was about
Oh, I know who she is.
it was about priests having their ways with little kids. I remember the episode well.
Kimberly says AT&T TV through Wi-Fi, not cable, was removed from the channel service, the guide lineup. That's interesting. I'll ask about that today. I'll ask some of our technical people what's going on from that standpoint. But for Eric to bring up Sally Jesse Raphael, it kind of shows you like where your mind is.
It doesn't
That's
matter.
like your mind's still
Yeah.
in the 80s, which is fine.
And that name reminds me of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something.
Say that 3 times fast.
No.
Also, you want to talk about just a big cluster, and this is a disaster, and it's going to get worked out, hopefully. Joe Patterson brings up Ram settlement money, months and months. I'll even add another months away from
You know
being
what? I'll bet
divvied out.
Kroenke is looking at. He's like, "Okay, guys, here's the money," and they're looking with their arms crossed, going, "Let's see these morons in St. Louis try to figure out how to spend it."
Well,
you know what
Governor
I'm saying?
Parson
He's
put
just
two
going, "You guys
people
are
on.
morons."
Well, Governor Parson put two people on the committee from a state committee with no dog in the fight, and they were overruled by other people in the city, the county. Because if you don't know already, Sam Page and Tashara Jones, they're connected at the hip.
Oh, you
Everything
know that's right.
they do now, whether they agree with each other or not, they're connected. They are connected.
Yep, I saw it. I saw it at the ball that they had, the mayor's ball. They were both there together on the stage at the same time, mind you. Two mayors, one for St. Louis County, one for St. Louis City. And I was like, you just took away from your spotlight. Why'd you do that? Well, but you're right, Vic. They are connected at the hip.
And, well, it's all part about bringing a merger together if they both continue to win office. But now, because you're over 6 months into this from when you receive money, nothing has happened. It's just in the bank earning about a percentage point. Yes. You get 1 percentage point.
Not even keeping
interest.
up with inflation.
Not even City Hall catering
exactly.
have they spent on it.
So now they're going to put it away in another fund where they can get about 6% or 7% until they decide what they're going to do.
Ooh.
Because they can't decide how they're going to divvy it up or what it's going to go to. And it's literally just been sitting there for 6 months, gaining no money.
I think they should They should just fill the potholes and put Rams logos all over them. We can see where the money went.
Sounds like
I mean,
a good idea.
Come on.
Do we know, are there any restrictions to what it can't be used for?
It has to be developed. Yeah, it has to be something that benefits the greater good of the region.
Okay.
Well, fixing the potholes.
Yeah.
John says, I bet they spend this money before November.
How about more cops?
Yeah, that's what Todd says. More cops, more cops, more cops.
With battering rams to go do the no-knock warrants.
I mean, they're going to need more security when the MLS stadium opens. I mean, wouldn't you think?
You would think.
Like, let's say that they play the same time as the Cardinals one night. That's
Man,
gonna
she's
be
asking
crazy.
the pertinent questions,
Yeah.
Vic. Answer. I don't know.
Well, we'll continue to talk about it. We got to take a quick break. John, you threw me for a loop there. Vic, is there any talk about keeping the time change the same as it is now? Well, there's been that talk for about 25, 30 years. They still talk.
I'm good with it.
You know, keeping the time change or not. Anyway, we'll get back. We got to come right back. We'll talk about that. The money. Jane Duker going after Sam Page.
Oh, yeah.
She's really good. She really is good on there.
Is she really good, or
And
is Sam Page just that stupid?
No. I'm not going to call anybody stupid. Sam Page is going to have a thorn in his side.
Good.
The size of a massive gash.
Good.
And
Hope he bleeds out.
oh my God.
And the thing about Jane,
it's because he's not honoring Sunshine Law requests. Joe Patterson just brought it up.
Yeah,
and he demanded it when Steve Stenger's situation came down.
Yes.
We'll get into it. It's a great tease. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Edge. He takes a drink of his coffee. He's ready to go. I can already
I'm not
tell.
quite ready. I'm getting there, though.
Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, Crystal Cooper, and Vic Faust of Fox 2. Share the show. Let people know what we're doing. 100.7 The Viper. We're just getting started. The fastest 2 hours in Morning Talk Radio. It's Thursday, June 16th. Our time is 8:26. Back with more right after this.
Edge Morning Traffic. Watch for an accident 170 southbound. It's at St. Charles Rock Road. It's mostly off to the right shoulder, but it's still causing a backup in that area. Over in St. Charles County, I-70 and 6440 drivers are on the move this morning. And there are going to be two big interstate closures this weekend. Crews will close up I-55 both directions between Rivas Barracks and Bayless. That closure starts at 8 o'clock Friday night and goes until 5 o'clock next Monday morning. I-70 drivers will also have to deal with a westbound closure. That's between Cary and West Florissant. That also starts at 8 o'clock on Friday night. I'm Fox 2's Molly Rose. That's your Edge Morning Traffic.
The Edge Morning Show. Back in a moment.
Cutting the price of your wireless bill feels good. Really good. So good, you gotta try it. With Straight Talk, you can get our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month. Now with unlimited high-speed data, plus 5 gigabytes hotspot data, and no contract, with nationwide 5G on America's best networks. Why pay a whole lot for your data when you can get unlimited for a whole lot less? Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Kelly Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant cash offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
At Locke's Family Hair Salon in St. Peters, the emphasis is on family. Women, men, and children's styles to make everyone look amazing. And they have their new line of Locke's shampoo and conditioner, just for Locke's clients. For cuts, color, perms, and more. Come in for Brazilian blowouts, face waxing, makeup, and hair extensions too. On Mexico Road in St. Peters by Smoothie King. For directions and appointment information, go to loxfamilyhairsalon.com. Locke's Family Hair Salon, where family is everything.
Please leave a message at the beep.
Hey, it's fun. Remember me? Miss you, buddy. Look, I know it's been a minute, but we gotta get the fam back down to Holiday World and Splash and Safari. They've got 3 of the top 5 water coasters in the world. Remember getting soaked on Mammoth and Cheetah Chase? Or screaming down monster roller coasters like Thunderbird and Voyage? Tickets are still at holidayworld.com. Oh, the kids want to say something. Go ahead.
Hi, this is Conrad Bellman at Bellman's Carnection in St. Peters. Right now, we're buying any pre-owned vehicles. At Bellman Carnection, we will take anything on trade: farm, house, truck, cars, and SUVs. Bring into a Bellman pre-owned car, truck, SUV, or van today. The inventory is always fresh, so hurry in before someone else buys the one you want. Bellman's Carnection in St. Peters at Highway 70 and 370, where you will never pay the max. Online at carnection.com.
If you are having a bad day at work, I can help. Hi, this is Curtis Barks with Complete Auto Body and Repair. We just expanded to Cottleville and St. Peters and are looking for qualified automotive and auto body technicians that would want to work in a climate-controlled environment. That's right, we offer a fully climate-controlled, air-conditioned and heated facility in both Cottleville and St. Peters. Visit us at CompleteAB.com. If it's not perfect, it's not complete. Others can't compete with Complete Auto Body.
Dad, and service.
Oh yeah, and service.
He fixed the car.
Now, back to the Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. It is The Edge. Happy Thursday. Eric Johnson's here. Chris Knight, Krista Cooper, and Vic Faust of Fox 2. Good morning. Thanks for jumping back into the show. As always, share the show on Facebook, 100.7 The Viper. Eric, I love it when you come in fired up.
Thursday.
Throwing hands, throwing dukes, put your dukes up, hitting heavy bags.
No.
Or this was a movie from the first Rocky, hitting sides of beef.
This song never pumped me up. This was kind of a ridiculous song. I was like, listen to that bass line, gong, gong. I mean,
you
it's like
look at it
it's horrible.
If this song doesn't fire you, that's interesting.
And those drums sound
You're the
like
first
cardboard boxes.
It doesn't matter. You don't get it. It's not the.
It's a horrible song. It's a
Oh
horrible
my God!
song.
It is not a horrible
No,
song.
the original Rocky theme song was massive.
Yeah, that's good too.
And Howard Cosell with Monday Night Football. This is Howard Cosell. Dun, 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 dun. Come on.
I just feel bad. I don't know what it's like for you to live life every day, not being in the 80s, 30, 40 years
I
ago.
don't know what it's like for me either. I feel like I time traveled. I want to go back.
Well, what I was saying was I like it.
I'm going to Stages tonight. It's quarters night.
Oh, my
Right,
God.
you-
Stages burnt down, Eric.
You would choose Stages. That's awesome.
I'll tell you what. I will give you back that racetrack over there if you just give me back Stages.
You're nuts. You're nuts.
Call Worldwide Technologies right now.
Worldwide Technology has already brought more money to the region in 4 years.
Yeah, but we brought more fun
than Stages. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I love it when you come in fired up, like I said.
I'm just teasing.
You were all fired up about the Wentzville School District, Missouri. Attorney General Eric Schmidt.
Go ahead, preach.
For about a week and a half, has said he was going after 7 schools for situations that are going on in the classrooms when it comes to teaching, when it comes to CRT, what it is, what it isn't, masking updates at Parkway. Parkway, of course, for summer school, put their masking mandates back in for kids because we know masks work.
My God. They don't.
What got you fired up about it? By the way, we did put a call in. We're doing an interview with Eric Schmidt.
Well, you want to set that up
at 11 o'clock. I already tried to set
that
the
stuff up very well.
No, I just did set it up.
No, I mean,
you.
set up the story. Because today it just came out. This is the first day I saw this stuff. Okay, so
what
anyway,
do you mean today was the first day it came
this
out?
morning, Eric Schmidt, our boy who's running for the state Senate.
I hope he don't get it.
Well, whatever, is running for state Senate, and I'm sorry, this federal seat. He was on Fox and Friends this morning. I was like, oh look, there's Eric Schmidt again. That's cool. They booked him again. Apparently, our good friends over at Wentzville.
Wokesville? Is that on the map?
Have this little thing called a privilege walk. Do you know what a privilege walk is?
Yes, I do.
Do you know what a privilege walk is?
I first saw this
What's
on
a privilege walk?
social media.
No, I heard that they ask you questions about like your family. So if like both your parents
Okay.
went to college, then take a step forward, or if you've had anything negative said about you, then you have
Yes.
to go backwards.
Yes. So they have this thing called a privilege walk over at Wentzville through consultants, I believe. I don't think it's through their actual curriculum, but that's even worse, actually, in some ways. So Eric Schmidt's on Fox and Friends this morning with Pete Hegseth, of course. And apparently Wentzville has this thing called, the first time we caught them in their little thing where there was this test, and there was like this little peculiar question in there, and it was busted. We broadcast it, then I think Fox 2 broadcast it. Then it was all over the place that Wentzville is doing this thing, and Wentzville said, hold on. We know nothing about this. We'll get to the bottom of it. We're taking care of this. Remember that? Remember, they were basically hands off. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. There's no way you can be hands off about this one. There's no way that Wentzville's school board / superintendent / school, the teachers did not know that there is a woke walk in their classrooms.
Of course they did.
There's no
and
way.
the teachers
There's
talk.
Call them up right now. I mean,
And,
it's like they lied to us, or they lied to the media anyway, I feel like, because we are right in their backyard. This was at Holt, I believe. So this was right down the street from us. And it's fine. If you want to do this stuff, be honest. Say, yeah, we're Wokesville School District now. It's a very good place to come. We have lots of woke curriculum.
Well, it's not
Send
just
your kids
but
here.
it's not just Wentzville or Wokesville. as you
That's
refer-
awesome. I'm sorry.
The Wokesville School District. I'm
Yeah,
getting bumper
Wokesville.
stickers. Who wants a bumper sticker?
No,
Raise your hand.
He's suing 7 school districts. What he's done is he subpoenaed them, Eric, and Wentzville is a part of it. And it's about the school district's curriculum and practices. Nothing has changed. It's gone on. This goes all the way back to masking, and then it kind of switched into the curriculum and practices updates.
Yes.
And that's where the whole situation goes into play. I mean, he basically says that they're targeting students with the surveys. That's what we talked about before, the surveys at Wentzville that they admitted to, that they gave, but they said, we've already contacted the testing company.
Right.
But once again, in this
Right.
situation, if you feel there's damage, the damage has already been done. And then,
Exactly.
and because you plant seeds. And that's what it is about. And it's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate because
you need to, because it's kept from the parents.
2 things. Oh, yes, the 3
And-
things. Sorry, 3.
But I'm going to tell you now, Eric,
Didn't even think about
I
that.
I've met 2 or 3 more people in teaching and education who feel as if parents don't know and shouldn't have a say. And I know that's going to blow people's mind, but it isn't just one person or one superintendent that feels that way. I'm starting to see a growing number of people,
Okay,
which is
explain
why
that.
the backlash, if you disagree, has to be even stronger. You
Yes.
have to care about the curriculum your kids will. You have to pay attention because there are now teachers and superintendents who feel empowered and feel as if they're doing something good because that's how they've been taught.
Right.
So many times, as I've seen in this country, which is why I get so pissed off at sources and people who try to divide us, you see people, and it blows my mind.
Right.
That's the only thing that they've ever heard in their life. And so they feel as if they're doing something right. They're not intentionally trying, oh, I'm evil, I'm going to go out. No, they feel as if, hey, we're trying to enlighten kids, enlighten the world.
I hear you.
But they don't see the other side because they've never been taught it.
Right. No.
And I see it in television where you'll have a bunch of people from different parts of the country who grew up in different environments all come together, and they're like, what? That's a whole nother side?
Yeah.
And because I've talked to so many, I'm like, we're not even giving this other side. Hey, let's give all the sides.
Right.
And they're like, what? That's a side? That's like evil. I'm like, no. You have to be able to hear another side that you don't want to hear.
Right.
And just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's evil.
You know that's right.
Jack Flaherty.
Right, like where did the sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me go?
It's worse than that. It's worse than that because how did Wentzville, how did you guys, Wokesville, how did you guys install these kind of leaders into your school? I don't get it. Look, I'm not even worked up today. This is Thursday. I've had one cup of coffee. I'm not cranking today. I'm not. This is just a story that I saw and I'm like, not again. What? You've been busted again? Check this out. So the whole purpose of this little exercise over at Wentzville High School, let's call him, Chris. Do you have a phone number? Let's just get
You won't get through.
Well, then call the janitors. Call somebody. Here's the deal. So you're in a room, Crystal Coop, and all of a sudden you have 4 kids. They say, were you born to white parents? Boom, that kid takes a step forward. Okay, cool. Then you have another kid.
Which is out of their control.
Of another demographic goes, well, if you didn't have a white parent, you take a step back. Okay, that's cool too. By the end of the exercise, do you have money in your family? Take a step forward. Boom, that kid's all the way across the room. The other kids are on the other side of the gymnasium at this point. And then the teacher steps in and goes, oh, look at this. Those are the haves. Those are the have-nots. Those kids over there are privileged. We should look down on them. Right. Do you not understand why you're privileged? Oh, shame on you. This is going on in the Wentzville school, the Wokesville school district.
Right.
So it's nothing to really, it's not even, I don't care. If this is like some amazing teaching technique and I'm like I'm just trying to learn here. That's all I'm doing. I'm just trying to learn. I have no dog in this fight. I don't have a kid in school anymore. I'm not in school anymore. I'll be dead before all this stuff comes to fruition.
Yeah.
But does this play to the question, are we going to be the #1 school district on the planet? Are we going to be the school system on the planet in the United States? Or are we going to be the 40th where we're at now, or 27 or 30, where we're at?
Right.
Is that where so I'm just asking the question. So does this play to we're going to be the best taught kids on the planet? Or are we going to be the most enlightened, woke kids on the planet? Your call. You go to the school board meetings and you guys fight it out, because I don't have a dog in this fight. But I will tell you what's going on when I see it in the media.
Right.
And I hope to God, Vic, that in your teleprompter at some point tonight, you're reading this story, because this is local news, man.
It can be, Eric, but there's a whole nother side to it. Now, Wentzville put out this. I will push it forward as I do with everything to see what's going on. And I do believe it is a story and should be covered.
Yes.
You have Wentzville's, because Wentzville came out with a statement.
Again, another one? Or is this like get the statement and take it out of the closet and give it back to the media?
No. No, the last statement was about the actual curriculum, Eric, at Wentzville.
Fine.
Wokesville that you say. This one is actually a little bit different, because now what you have is they're addressing the walk. So when they're trying to address the walk, the district said, quote, the district has been made aware of this classroom activity. So the district admitted that they know that a teacher, maybe it's a rogue teacher, and this is why I said there are more and more teachers that feel as if this is the correct thing to do. Quote, the district has been made aware of this classroom activity, which is not included in the Wentzville School District
Dude,
curriculum.
they better be on fire and nuke this whole thing.
And is currently investigating the matter.
If that's the case, then you better have some superintendents walking into some school. I mean, this thing better be like, enough. Who here knows calculus? Anybody know calculus? No? Start teaching these kids damn calculus so they can advance in life. Does anybody know how to spell? No? Teach these kids how to spell. Cursive, maybe. I mean, you see what I'm saying? For every nanosecond that you take away from these kids' opportunity to learn during the day, nanosecond. Okay, go have lunch and go play on the playground for a while. But when you come back, we're learning how to do calculus, algebra, science. Every time you do this, you're taking time away from these kids to learn what's actually important.
Right.
Right? Other countries aren't doing this. Other countries' kids are learning how to invent things and be innovative and whatever. Come on,
I think
man.
it's important.
Enough is enough.
Right. I think it's important to also mention that there's other school districts that were included in this.
Do you know what they are?
Yep.
Melville. There you go.
Well, Melville, Webster Groves, Jefferson City, Lee's Summit, Park Hill, Springfield, and Neosho. So it's not just here.
I'm just going to tell you
Good,
guys.
good reporting.
Here's what I can share. I can't share everything, but I can share this. There are people in high positions that I deal with in my job that feel as if Eric Schmidt has gone off the reservation and lost his mind.
Oh, come on.
I'm just there. I'm just going to tell you. And
when they're coming at you, of course they will.
Right.
It's.
Or they must be parents in Wokesville.
Well, but once again,
I take it back. I don't want to call
this is all part of the situation. When you are taught one thing or only taught one thing, case in point. And I think it's interesting to say because I always thought this was interesting. Our last co-host, Angela, who grew up in Webster, when she first came in and started seeing comments, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, I thought I was conservative." She's like, "I'm really, really, really ultra conservative." She's like, because I grew up in Webster, and like,
true story.
No, she's
true story.
Webster, and you're conservative?
Well, no, she felt she was very conservative, and she was blown away by opinions throughout the entire St. Louis metropolitan area. My point is, when you are raised in certain areas, and it could be the other way, where you would not you could grow up in some part in middle Missouri, maybe, and you never hear another Democratic ideal. And you're like, well, you're totally against it. That's what happens when you grow up in certain areas, which is why you need to get out and see the world, which is why you need to seek. I've always said truth will show itself.
Yes, Vic.
And truth will show what works and doesn't work eventually.
So she thought she was conservative for Webster is I guess what
Webster.
In Webster she had more conservative views than I guess the normal Webster public. So that I get that. And it can happen, like you said, if you live in the country and it's something that you're never put around these other topics or these other opinions, then it's easy to just kind of nod your head and go, okay.
True story.
Okay.
If you're the kind of person that, kicks back, I mean, there's a lot of reasons for people, to be liberal. And kids' education should not be one of them, man. And if you don't understand what's going on here.
But that's not considered to be, quote, liberal if you talk to the people who are doing the walks.
Because if you don't.
The walks have been around for a couple of years, Eric.
That's a horrible exercise.
I saw it first start as a social media like video meme where it was on a college campus. And the professor had them in a courtyard, and it was all professionally done with the lighting and close-ups of faces of the kids that are just standing there that they didn't get to take a step forward.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, now, there is something I think you can take from that, Eric, and I'm not trying to blow everybody's mind, but not singling out people as if something's wrong with them because that's how they were born, because you and I do disagree when it comes to where you're born can have...
Tell that to Tony Robbins and the people that follow Tony Robbins.
Not an ultimate say, but you'll have to overcome more challenges if you're born in certain areas than if you are in other areas.
Yeah.
Right.
To certain parents. I mean, I have a friend.
Yeah, but the silver spoon people, they don't count. Screw you. Go ride around in your boat, whatever. But people that want to make it in the world can make it in the world, period. Even the guys in hip hop are like, I'm not here to defend my community, but anybody that is in the downtrodden areas where all of them, you can make it. Look at me.
Yeah.
And they made it because they wanted to make it. But check this out. So let's say I'm in one of these classes and I'm one of the kids that's way way in the back. Like I took like 80 steps backwards. Now when you see this kid walking around your halls for the next 4 years in high school, that's the kid that was way in the back that is so abused or whatever. You feel sorry for him. So you start to program when you see these people. I'm an oppressor, you're an oppressed. Look at the oppressed over there. I mean, you can make groups out of this stuff. It is programming. It needs to be done with. We need to start getting back to, look, we're going to start teaching our kids. And I don't know why I'm so mad about this. I think I'm mad about this because I've seen it firsthand. I saw a little girl that did not know if she was a lesbian, if she was straight. She didn't know what she was. And she was 14 years old.
You'll
she was
answer
14.
to God for that someday.
Yeah, she was 14 years old. And I go, and I was curious. I go, are you lesbian? Because she had all this pride stuff. I go, and she goes, yeah, maybe. I go, wait a minute. Do you like boys? Yeah, I like boys. Do you like girls?
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I like girls. I'm like, you don't know what the hell you are.
Right. Yeah.
And it was taught to her through her school.
Mm-hmm.
Is it all the school's fault, though? Or are they just encouraged?
Parents have to get in there, too.
Everything
there's
starts.
a lot of.
There's always going to be the little pit challenges, hurdles, so to speak.
Yeah.
Bumps in the road out there. That's life.
Was it last year that Morgan Freeman went on Don Lemon?
It was last year.
Yeah, and Don Lemon tried to get him,
good call.
baited him into trying to say that the wealth
that there's a disparity factor and
because of racism. I don't think he expected him to come back with that answer.
I'm starting to wonder.
He put Don in his place last year.
He did. He said, "No, look at you and me. We're examples."
I'm starting to wonder if the people that have the haves out there are not driving this because they want to keep having. And they want us little guys to fight amongst each other.
Possible. I'm just telling you, there's forces.
You know what
that
I mean?
causing
Yeah.
it.
It's like we'll hold these guys down. Watch this, and they throw these seeds into our community.
It's all right to learn about everything, but as Robert says, if you were young and being taught that you don't have a heart, if you're not liberal or loving to a quote what is considered liberal stance, then you're evil, and that you don't have a heart. Those are the kind of things that are out there. Well, I'm going to give you everything that I have. Because I feel bad. I'm going to have no confidence now because I don't like my race. I feel bad about my race. I feel bad about the color of my skin. Those are the types of issues that have to be very, very, very carefully navigated. You need to learn about everything, but never, ever, ever trying to put somebody in a position where they would feel bad. Because then that's taken away the other stance.
Right.
Because the other side, if you're for CRT, is like, well, look at us. Yeah. You need to learn what you did. It's history. It's like, okay, yeah, let's all learn history, but let's not take down any side for whatever.
How is this affecting the suicide rate? Have we thought about that?
Oh.
How this is going to make our kids feel?
Yes, it's all over the news. It's up.
But they are already under enough,
That's
right?
part of mental health.
Could you imagine being a 10 to 18-year-old kid in the age of COVID and wokeness? Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm.
I could not. I mean, the battle wounds that these kids are going to have to endure for the rest of their lives by not just being a carefree kid that get your homework done. You better know Algebra 2 before the end of dinner. I mean, the fact that these kids have to deal with all of the shutdown that went on. They have to deal with all the fear that's in the world right now. They have to deal with all of this
media
programming,
pushed in their face,
programming.
right?
Yeah. These kids that have confused thoughts in their heads now because of woke policies. I never looked at a kid in my classes that was Latino, African American, European, any different. Never.
Right.
And they didn't back then. They just kind of existed.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some who do.
Oh, 100%.
I'm not saying there's not,
but
Vic.
you can't sit back and say.
I'm not saying there's not.
And there's kids of color who look at other kids the same way too.
And I think
sure.
And I learned that in college. I told that story before. Antoine Johnson, one of my friends, even in the 90s, he's like, yeah, but you can't come up and say hi to my dad because he hates white people.
Right.
And I'm like, really? And then Antoine kind of laughs. He's like, yeah, just because of where we live.
Yeah.
He's like, my dad saw a lot of racism, so he hate racism, which was real. But then, so he in turn was racist the other way towards white people.
Yeah.
It exists. It happens.
Maybe.
Okay, deal
the
with
other
it.
side
It's
of the
not
tracks kind of a thing.
It's not a one side.
No,
only
there's terrible
deal.
people in every race. There's great people in every race, and there's low lifes in every race.
Yeah.
We could all just accept that. Why don't we just do that platform? Good people, not so good people.
Well, let's get back to education real fast before
Well, we got.
go. I know
well,
we're
we are.
going to
We're
go to break. We're going to go to break.
By the way,
I'm just going to wrap
at some
up
point,
Wokesville.
but at some point during the show, Eric Schmidt is trying to join us. He's got
Okay,
a
cool.
super busy morning.
He rocked it this morning.
We're doing a story with
Sure
him on
did.
Fox 2 at 11 o'clock, so he's slamming. I did reach out. He's trying.
Get him tonight. If
we
you don't get
can
him
do
here,
it.
get him tonight.
Well, no, we're talking to him today, but I don't know if that's going to be the story. We'll see.
It is
another
a story. I'll tell you that. Here's the deal.
We've covered that story.
Here's
a
my
ton.
challenge to you. If you are a baby boomer, if you're a Gen Xer, you're smarter than the kids today. Now, they might know more about social media than you, but go out sometime and ask a Gen Z or a millennial about history. Just say, hey, do you know who the president was during World War II? Ask them that question. Do you know anything that has, ask them anything about advanced science that you might know. Ask them that anything that you should know as an 11th grader, or a 12th grader, or a 10th grader. They will look at you like you have worms coming out of your nose. They will. Who's the vice president at this current time? They won't know. It's because our educational system is shifting gears from true education, in my opinion. This is totally my opinion, to a more social education stance.
All right. Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, Krista Cooper, Vic Faust here. Missouri Attorney General Eric Schmidt may join us before the end of the show in the next hour. When we come back from break, we're going to talk with our mortgage expert, Steve Strick, about all the craziness that's going on with loans now, not just in the housing industry, but you name it, all the way around. And we'll see. We'll see where we go. But stay tuned for Steve. If you have questions, jump in. We've had Steve on before. He was amazing. You can jump in on the Facebook line, 100.7 The Viper. Share the show. Phone number to give us a call as well, 636-695-2915. We're just busy. We got so many other topics to get into as well. By the way, did you see the story that Fox had, Eric? As we go to break? Many of your Democratic leaders,
air quotes,
like the Bidens and Pelosi's, have sent their kids to private schools but are against school choice.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know the ins and outs of it, but yes. That's what we're talking about today.
Well, we got a lot. This is why it's the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio, the best radio anywhere in the St. Louis area. Back with more right after this.
Edge morning traffic.
In St. Charles County, I-70 and 6440 drivers are moving at the speed limit this morning. 364 and 370 also in great shape. There is some slowing eastbound Highway 40 from 170 over through Hanley. And 55 is a slow go northbound through the work zone. 270 westbound jammed up through that construction zone in North St. Louis County. I'm Fox 2's Molly Rose, and that's your Edge morning traffic.
Grab your coffee. The Morning Edge will be right back on 100.7 The Viper.
Hey, it's Shanny for Mascots Bar and Grill, and I'll tell you what, if you're looking for a place to watch the game with friends, Cardinals, Blues, whatever, it's Mascots Bar and Grill. If you're looking for a place for happy hour, it's Mascots Bar and Grill. Heck, grab some friends, get a table, and play rock and roll bingo every night and twice on Saturdays at Mascots Bar and Grill. You can win some great prizes. Seriously, great prizes at Mascots for playing rock and roll bingo. And it's absolutely free to play. Wednesday night is ladies' night, and you won't believe the specials they have going on there. Come by for lunch. They're the home of the legendary lunch special. You go tell them you're FOS, you're a friend of Shanny's, and you want that big old burger and fries for just $5, and they're going to give it to you fresh and hot, just the way you ordered it, and it's so delicious, and you don't have to do the dishes. If you go once, you will go again and again. Mascots Bar and Grill, home of the legendary lunch special.
Now another hour of the Edge Morning Show on KFNS Troy St. Charles. The Edge Morning Show.
Get a grip on your finances with People's Bank and Trust's new mobile banking service. You can now manage your accounts, check balances, transfer funds, and pay bills with ease and all from the palm of your hand. Activate your phone today by visiting us online at www.pbtc.net. People's Bank and Trust. Hometown banking the way it should be. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Every 40 seconds, someone in the United States has a stroke. Strokes are the leading cause of death and serious disability nationwide and around the world, but it doesn't have to be. Knowing the signs and symptoms of a stroke and taking quick action by calling 911 to get to a hospital like Barnes-Jewish St. Peter's or Progress West for fast, accurate treatments is critical. Learn more about strokes and see if you're at risk by visiting bjc.org/stroke. That's bjc.org/stroke.
Do you want to work for the biggest medical cannabis company in the state of Missouri? Belief Medical is looking for dynamic individuals to join our newest facility in Jonesburg. We are currently hiring for post-harvest technicians and offer 100% company-paid benefits that include medical, dental, and vision, as well as a starting pay of $15 per hour. If you're 21 or older and ready to join a great company that offers great pay and great benefits, visit our website at beliefmedical.com. BELEAF medical.com.
If you owe the IRS back taxes, then get ready to pay up. The IRS has giant private collection agencies actively tracking down folks who owe the IRS. So if you think dodging them was stressful in the past, it's going to get a whole lot tougher. Optima Tax Relief has this advice. Don't wait. Solve your tax problems now before it's too late. Optima Tax Relief works to stop the demand letters, stop the aggressive collection actions, and stop the IRS collectors from targeting you. Ask Optima about the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands, and nobody knows this program better than they do. Optima is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results, having resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Get a fresh start. Call today for your free consultation.
Call 800-624-7544. 800-624-7544. 800-624-7544.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is the Edge Morning Show.
Live on 100.7.
The Viper.
You work from home, and now home can be anywhere you want with an RV from Bill Thomas Camper Sales. RV travel is the ultimate social distancing for your family, and you know what you have with you and where it's been. For 55 years locally, family-owned, Bill Thomas Camper Sales has had the highest quality for every budget, and they have guidelines in place for your safe shopping experience. Travel in comfort and safety with a visit to Bill Thomas Camper Sales in Wentzville. For details, hours, and directions, go to btcamper.com.
You're always up for some fun with the family, so you order the essentials, a new board game, some baking supplies, and even a new projector for outdoor movie night. And with the Bank of America customized Cash Rewards credit card, you can choose to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Rewards which you can put toward an extra treat that everyone will enjoy, like an old-fashioned popcorn machine. Visit bankofamerica.com/more rewarding and apply now. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
Viper Weather with legendary chief meteorologist Dave Murray.
Hi, this is Viper meteorologist Dave Murray with my latest forecast on this Thursday. The key is this dome of high pressure still in control, but there's a very weak cool front trying to press in from the north. Don't get your hopes up. It never really gets here, but it's trying to put a little dent in the high pressure. So a mix of clouds and sunshine on this Thursday. It's hot, it's humid. Just a tiny chance of a spot thunderstorm. 95 for the high, 100 the record from 1952. Now, if you're lucky enough to get under a spot thunderstorm, temperatures will cool for about 30 minutes or so, but overall they're going to be hard to find. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, maybe a spot thunderstorm late, 75. Friday, partly sunny, hot and humid. Get a chance, tiny chance of a spot thunderstorm, 95. Friday night, clear skies, less humid, better temperatures, 68. Saturday looks gorgeous, sunny, 89, 90, and a drop in the humidity. Sunday, sunny, and 92 for Father's Day, but 100 plus back Monday and Tuesday of next week. From the Viper Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray. Now back to the Edge on 100.7, The Viper.
Whipper River Electric, a Touchstone Energy cooperative. The Edge Morning Show.
Local headlines now with Fox 2's Vic Faust.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Time for your morning news and sports headlines. Fatal accident shut down roads in St. Peter's this morning, just in case if anybody was wondering. 2 people died in a collision near Mid Rivers and Grand Teton Road. Surprising there, just in case if you were wondering. Also, unfortunately, thefts continue to happen with churches in the St. Louis area that are leaving churches without their HVAC units. It's just sad. Copper's still being stolen, HVAC units being stolen, and churches left with no way to cool people inside. The school district bus shortage is happening all over the place. We did a story about Parkway Central. Wentzville, also very short on school bus drivers. We were just talking about them for another matter, but they're going to have an event next week that we'll be promoting as well. But for whatever reason, many of these school districts are having problems keeping school bus drivers. Also, a St. Charles man was sentenced for possessing thousands of images of child pornography, unfortunately. Overnight, a 50-year-old man was shot in North St. Louis, fighting for his life right now. We've got a bunch of piling trash setups all over summer temps and our temporary spots in St. Louis. Street trash not being picked up. It's insane, some of the stuff that's going on right now. Also, St. Louis Cardinals last night lost to the Pirates. They couldn't finish off any kind of...
Because it's Jack.
Jack Flaherty made his first start in over a year. He did not look very good, unfortunately. Cardinals were down 4-0. They came back, tied it, but then lost it in the late innings. You've also got the Tampa Bay Lightning now down 1-0 to the Colorado Avalanche in that best-of-7 series for the Stanley Cup Finals. Avalanche won another overtime game.
I just thought of something. This shows you how stupid I am.
And the Celtics play Game 6 tonight, trying to avoid losing Golden State. Golden State leads that series 3-2. Whatever you want, Eric. Or we run out of time?
Well,
I'm done.
I'm sorry. This will be Kroenke's second championship.
Yeah, it could be.
I hate myself. Man, this cannot help. This cannot happen. This cannot happen.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. It's your birthday.
It's your birthday. That's right. I serve you cake. I'm Peggy. Pull your leggy. Happy birthday.
It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Go.
There we are. It is June 16th. People born on this day are usually sweet-natured. However, they can be easily irritable. They tend to be self-absorbed and can also be selfish with their time and personal belongings. Do you guys know who Laurie Metcalf is?
No, I don't.
No.
Most memorable for her role is Jackie in Roseanne.
Yes.
Okay. She won 3 Primetime Emmys for that. She is 67 today.
Okay.
Actually, hometown girl, grew up in Edwardsville, Illinois, went to Illinois State University.
I didn't know that.
And in her same graduating class, John Malkovich. Right? Kind of cool.
I did not.
That is cool.
Wait.
Yeah, they went to school together at Illinois State University.
I had no idea.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
John Cho, he's 50 years old today. He played Harold in Harold and Kumar. He also became very popular for coining the phrase MILF in the first American Pie movies.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and he currently is Mr. Sulu in the Star Trek series.
That's right.
Yep.
Yes.
Daniel Bruhl, he is 44, Inglourious Bastards. He was in The Kingsman. Very talented German-Spanish actor. Phil Mickelson, golfer, 52 today.
Oh, wow, the U.S. Open's going on.
Oh, my gosh,
That's
it
crazy.
just hit today. He and Dustin Johnson were warned they could face banning at the U.S. Open because of
Yeah, but
their
they're playing.
activity in the live golf.
Nope, they're playing.
All right. Missy Peregrym, she's 40. She was Andy in Rookie Blue, and she plays Hallie, and she played Hallie in the Stick It movie. It was a gymnastics movie. And then we have some people who are no longer with us. Tupac Shakur, he would have been 51 today. In 1890, Stan Laurel of Laurel and Hardy was born. And back in 1907, Jack Albertson, do you guys know who he is? He played Grandpa Joe in the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Ah.
So today is his birthday as well.
Another fine mess you've gotten us into, Stanley. Vic won't know
The
what
golden
that is.
ticket.
I do.
Vic won't know.
I'm going to let you live that life in that.
Yeah, in the 1800s. That was exactly where I'm from.
Well, happy birthday to all of our famous friends from your Edge family.
Little House on the Prairie, Eric.
No, that's right.
The Edge Morning Show.
What are you doing today?
I'm going to work.
What for?
What for? I work for gas money.
He works for gas money?
Gas is so expensive.
Expensive gas.
It's too expensive.
I can't afford it.
Why don't you take public transportation?
Now, why on earth would I do that?
It is National Dump the Pump Day.
Celebrate National Dump the Pump Day.
Pump. How's your pump?
National Dump the Pump Day.
Showtime.
It is showtime. Welcome back to the fastest 2 hours of morning talk radio. We're the best for a raising. Give us a try and we show you out. Share the show on Facebook. 100.7 The Viper as always, because we cover the topics that not everybody wants to cover. Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, Crystal Cooper, and Vic Faust of Fox 2. Eric, before we get to our guest, what's got you going over there?
I just read the headlines on Fox 2 every now and then. Cooling center asks for help after AC units are stolen.
Yeah. That's the headline I just read in the news.
Know. I just some of the stuff you read, I just give them the damn AC units back.
Yeah, and I would love to dump the pump, but we can't.
I know that.
Was that the day dump the pump day?
It's so.
Yeah.
How are you going to dump the pump? We have to.
I don't know.
All right, welcome back to the show. Thursday, 9:07 is our time. It is June 16th. Yeah, there's something going on with rates. Did you guys hear something yesterday? Something happened with rates?
Yeah, they went down.
Yeah.
They went down. Did you hear that? Interest rates have went down.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? Hey, oh my God. We talked with our friend. We've had him on before the show. I had him on the show before, Steve Strick. He's the employee owner and regional vice president of USA Mortgage. Steve, good to talk to you, my friend. Do you still have a business, or is the world all falling down?
No, rates dropped yesterday, right?
That's
right. You just told me.
Jay Powell.
We still have a business, but wow,
Jay Powell,
is it turbulent.
Jay Powell's like the doctor where you go to the doctor, you have like a lump on your arm. You go, I just want to get this checked out. Is this cancer? He goes, oh, no, it's just a mole. And then you come back 6 months later and it's 4th stage cancer. It's
well, no, he said we don't know what to do.
No, that's what I'm talking about. These guys had a chance to fix this a year ago, or at least to nibble into it and say, you know what, soft landing, it's coming. We're going to take care of this. We'll raise the point, maybe 20 basis points. Is that what it's called? And we'll get ahead of this.
We should give Steve the job. Hey, Chris, if Trump ever gets back in office, Chris is friends with Trump. Maybe he'll put a good word in for you.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's right.
Anyway,
what the hell's going on, my friend?
You know, you're right. Hindsight's 2020, and we maybe could have avoided this drastic rise in rates. I think we could have, but I'm not an economist, and I'm not going to speak to that because I don't really know if there's any rhyme or reason why they're what they're doing. But it is going to affect the normal everyday person. It's going to affect housing market. It's going to affect the mortgage market. It's already affecting all of those things. So I think that this is the beginning, and we're in for a ride over the next 6 to 12 months.
Let me ask the pertinent questions. So yesterday, Jay Powell comes out, raises the interest rate 75 points. A lot of people don't even understand what it is. It sounds large. What does 75 basis points from the Fed mean to your mortgage if you're trying to buy a house in the next, say, 6 months?
Well, one of the biggest misconceptions is that the Fed's benchmark rate is not necessarily 100% run in line or tied to a 30-year fixed mortgage. The Fed rate is associated with short-term lending, which is basically bank-to-bank lending or overnight lending. So what people are going to notice with the 75 basis point rise on, the benchmark rate, you're probably going to start seeing some credit card statements come in, letting you know that they're going to raise their interest rate on your cards.
Wow.
It affects things like adjustable rate mortgages, because those are locked in for a shorter period of time. It affects student loans. It affects car loans, things that are not necessarily pulled out 30 years. But we did see mortgage rates skyrocket, Monday to above 6%. And that was a knee-jerk reaction to what was coming with the Fed announcement on Wednesday.
Could it be worse?
Hell yes.
I think that we're going to drop back down. We're probably, settle down in the high fives, mid fives.
You know what? I hate to be so positive. I hate to be positive, Crystal Cooper, but that's not that's not horrible, because about 10 years ago it was 8%. I remember in St. Louis it was an 8% mortgage.
Yeah, you want to talk historically, 6% rate is a great rate, right? But if you want to talk about the last 3 years, it's terrible. If you want to talk about, 6 months ago, it was around 3%. So what's happening is everybody's been spoiled. Everybody's been in the 2s, in the 3s, in the 4s for a long period of time, 10 years. But now we're starting to get back to normalcy. Then you're going to talk about inflation. You're going to talk about what's going to happen to mortgage rates in the future. Historically, with inflation, the Fed raises their benchmark rate, which they did, and they're expected to raise it probably another, I saw 150 basis points by the end of the year.
Wow.
But they're doing that to slow the economy down and to decrease or stop or reverse inflation. Every single time within history, when inflation has decreased, 30-year fixed mortgage rates have decreased.
Okay,
So
let me
we
ask
could
you
see
this.
lower rates next year.
So this is a question. Let's just play it straight. And this is a question I had yesterday, actually. Let's say there's a $300,000 house. The mortgage rate now is at 2%, but it jumps up to 6%, like you just said. What is the difference between the monthly mortgage? Is it like in thousands of dollars? What's the difference between a mortgage that in the 2s and a mortgage in the 6s?
On a $300,000
On a $300,000 home, correct.
300,000. Well, I just crunched some numbers this morning, actually, on the scenario like this, but it was a $400,000 loan, so it was a little bit more. And the difference, to give you an idea, if you're at 4% and it jumps to 6% on a $400,000 loan, now that's about $500 a month.
Damn.
But yeah, I mean it's substantial.
Yes.
On a $300,000 loan, obviously it's going to be less, and that's probably more in line with where
30-year
our average is. But that's probably about $350 a month.
350 extra bucks a month. So that family who might have bought that $300,000 home now is looking at a $250,000 home to meet their monthly budgeting requirements, or that $300,000 home goes down to $250,000 or $260,000 to try to capture that. Right? Is that correct?
Yeah, you're going to see purchase power decrease a little bit for those people that were maxing out whatever they could purchase. So that's natural. I mean, if you're really, really maxing out what you can buy from a debt-to-income standpoint on a housing market, yeah, you're going to be able to purchase a lot less this year. Now, people are also saying, well, why would I buy a house? Why would I buy a house today when mortgage rates are up and housing values are up? I would still buy houses. People are still going to buy houses, and here's why. In St. Louis, we'll just use St. Louis because that's our backyard. In St. Louis, I have offices all across the country, so this number is a little bit different in the appreciation of property value. But in St. Louis, property values have gone up well over 10% over the last few years, each year. Let's just say you buy that $300,000 house, and homes still appreciate 10%. It's going to appreciate, but it's going to slow down a little bit. So now you've made $30,000 in equity, right? But let's just say, you're not at 4% in the rate, you're at 6%. Well, that's about $350 a month. So times that by 12, what's that? $4,200 a year. So if you take the $30,000 you made in equity minus the $4,200 that you're paying a little bit extra in a rate that is now the market rate, you're still netting $25,000 plus the appreciation that it's going to have the next year and the next year. So I think the housing market is still going to be okay, but we need to get over this knee-jerk reaction that everybody's thinking the sky is falling right now.
Talking with Steve Strick of USA Mortgage. Steve, question from their Facebook line. Will this affect corporations? And if so, how?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to affect corporations. Obviously, a lot of the expenses that are out there with inflation, they're getting passed on to the corporations. So the corporations are either going to have to eat some of that, and profitability is going to go down, or corporations are going to have to increase their prices. You guys, I don't know if you talked about shrinkflation or anything like that.
Not today, but we have.
It's crazy. Gatorade went from 32-ounce bottle to 28-ounce bottle, same price. I got a bag of chips. I got some shit on oops, can I say it?
That's all right.
Some flack on a bag of chips. I took a picture of it, and I measured it. It was a 12-inch bag of chips, and the chips didn't start until 9 inches down. But then they charged me the same price. So corporations in general are going to have to make adjustments, with obviously inflation.
So true.
Wait a minute. You ate a bag of chips?
I know. Everybody
He
says
just
that
was
on-
doing the research. He was
No.
doing the research for us.
Yeah, look at
Yeah.
look
That's
at
right.
Steve. Look
Yeah.
at
I was
Steve, and you'll be
planning
like,
for
"Has
the
that
show.
man ever eaten a bag
He
of
has
chips?"
a benchmark. He actually counted all of the Oreos from 1999, and we have 15 more now. So I always wonder this. It's like, okay, we have inflation. This inflation seems like it's due, and maybe you know something about this, maybe you don't, but the inflation seems like it is kind of a supply chain problem. It is supply getting markets over demand. Is it the same for the housing market as well, or is the housing market just taking advantage of this, like by raising the rates? Why is the housing prices going up so fast, do you think? It's just
I mean, that's definitely a supply and demand issue. It's exactly what it is, supply and demand. You're getting 15 offers on one house.
Oh, wow.
Because those people only have 10 houses to choose from. If they had normal 20, 40 houses to choose from, you're not going to have the 15 offers, which is not going to have people going 50,000 over ask. It's going to be more normalized. We're seeing that shift instantly. Like we're literally watching the shift happen today. I mean, everybody, I'm talking today, and it started maybe a few weeks ago. It's starting to turn around into a little bit more of a buyer's market than a seller's market.
Okay, let me ask you this. And there's a company, and I saw this on 60 Minutes, so that's my source, is they're coming into communities like St. Louis, Philadelphia, and they are literally with billions of dollars in cash just buying houses. They're just like, what is this house, $350,000? Okay, we'll buy it. They fix it up, and then they rent it out for exceptional pricing.
Yeah.
There's some of that, but Steve will.
Do you know what I'm talking about? And those
Yeah.
guys
Oh,
are
yeah.
being blamed on some of this inventory being just sucked up like a vacuum cleaner.
It's true, because here's the thing about rental rates. Rental rates never go down. If you own a house and you're renting it out to somebody, you can ask anybody that has a rental property, have you ever dropped your actual rental rate? That's where they're going with this. But here's what's happening with the institutions right now. They're actually pulling back. They're pulling back on that because they don't know what's going to happen and they don't know the values. I literally just talked to somebody about this the other day. But to your point, last year in Texas, institutions and hedge funds bought up 1/3 of the homes. I knew it was a lot. I just read that this morning, actually, earlier. 1/3 of the houses sold in Texas were bought by hedge funds last year.
Oh, my God.
That's insane.
Wow.
That's huge.
That is absolutely
Yeah, that's huge. Let me ask you a question. So what's the difference between, do you think, in the housing market when it comes to your primary residents and people that can afford secondary homes as vacation homes? Will there be a difference there, you think, in availability?
Coming from the only guy that can afford a vacation home. Go ahead.
I don't really know. I've looked at some houses, as second homes, and the values last year, I'm starting to see them come down a little bit, but I feel like a lot of people were just putting their homes on the market, in those second home areas and hoping to get this massive number.
Yeah.
I think that it's got to become a little bit more normalized. I was looking in some areas in Florida where the home values have gone up 3 times in 2018.
Yes.
Oh
3
my
times.
gosh!
Yes. No, that's
We're not talking like $100,000 homes. We're talking homes that used to be maybe
30,000 for it. Yeah.
700.
Well, I can tell you he's exactly right, because a home that I have in Florida was a lot of money. It was millions of dollars. And within 3 or 4 years, just this year, the property was offered like $3 or $4 million more than what it was.
Wow.
3 or 4 years ago. So it's ridiculous.
It is interesting, Eric, because they don't know it, or they may not remember it, but they're talking about their vacation homes.
Yeah.
Chris and Steve are neighbors too at the lake.
I did not know that.
I don't think they do it either.
Okay, here's a good.
Really?
Let's have a little bit of fun.
They're very close.
Let's
to
have a
one
little
another.
fun.
Very close.
Is it close?
Yes.
Are you in Portachima?
I am.
Uh-oh.
And
the parties. Let the parties begin.
And I know exactly where you both live, and it's definitely walking
And they're
distance.
going to invite. They're going to invite Augie Bush over too.
Although I've been to
Junior's
Steve's place,
coming over.
I've never been to Chris's place.
The helicopter sits on his dock sometimes.
That's the difference between Chris and I guess. I'll invite you over, Vic.
So
I've invited you.
You've never invited me.
Here's
to
a
your lake
question,
house.
real fast.
Okay. Maybe this week.
There's a
4th of July.
There's a
I'm
very
heading down there tonight. Chris.
There's
Are
a
you?
very famous island in the middle of the lake down there. They won $1 million for just for the property that island.
Really?
Yes.
Do you know about this, Steve?
It's right over by. Apparently, it's over by. It's on your damn website. It's apparently right over by Four Seasons. Would you buy a island in the middle of Lake of the Ozarks
For $1 million?
for $1 million bones?
You got to figure out what the logistics are to get something built there, because plus you got. I mean, I'm not saying anything against people on the lake, but people are on lake time down there, so it takes a lot to get some reliable help to be out there to help you build whatever you want to build.
Man, do you ever have problems finding, and this is off the subject, but speaking of what you just mentioned, you ever have problems with like landscapers or trying to find somebody to fix your dock?
This is some bougie talk. These are
best.
some bougie talk we don't know about.
It is ridiculous at the Lake of the Ozarks.
I've got the best. They're amazing. Same, they're better than my company in St. Louis. A lot better. I'll get you in touch.
Yeah, please do.
Okay,
Vic, do you hate it when people polish your shoes in the morning?
Yeah.
I hate it too.
What? We got another lake house owner,
sorry,
Crystal.
I'm sorry.
Crystal owns a house at the lake.
Well, I wasn't going to bring that up, but the reason I've been kind of quiet, this isn't really my wheelhouse, so I've been listening and learning. Would you say for like the less intelligent or without so many words, is it basically owning a home is equivalent to like putting money back in your own pocket versus if you're renting, you're putting money in somebody else's pocket? So you'd be better off if you could just bite the bullet and try to get
100%.
into a home?
Oh.
100%.
Okay.
You're putting the money back in your pocket. You're either paying 100% interest to somebody else that is actually owning a property from the money you're giving them by renting, or you're able to put money into the principal balance of your loan and earn equity.
Right.
Now, the great thing about buying today is that, let's just say you put 5% down. You might have, 15% equity next year just by the appreciation. You have to think about that. And over time, you can get, and this is what's happening right now, there's a lot of equity in homes that people bought a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what you can do with that is you can tap into that equity. You can take, maybe a home equity line of credit out or to pay off some of your massive debt, like student loans or credit cards or car loans, or maybe reinvest into, some other opportunities that maybe you couldn't have done before. So there are so many benefits of owning a home today that I think it's, unless you have a very, very, very strong reason to rent, I don't believe in it.
Okay, so that's why I was asking, because I feel like a lot of people my age or younger, that initial shock value is what keeps them away from it. But like you did the math earlier, it makes sense, even if they have gone up a little bit.
If somebody,
go
ahead.
Rental rates. I mean, if you're talking to somebody that's a little bit younger, what is a normal, monthly rental amount? $1,000, $2,000 a month.
Oh, 2,000 is the
it'll
medium.
be more than what they would actually probably end up with as a mortgage, correct?
Yeah, $2,000 rental payment. You could buy $100,000. You could have a $300,000 mortgage, include your taxes and insurance, and probably still be under $200,000 a month.
How about
And
that?
they're settling for these 2-bedroom apartments.
So let me ask you this: $300,000 house. What's a millennial have to bring to the table to buy that $300,000 house these days?
Depends on your credit.
Well, yeah, and first-time home buyer, correct?
Well, yeah, we've got programs, good programs, that you're not going to be put into some sort of bond program that you have to pay back 3% down. 3% down.
All right.
That's a conventional deal. So it's $9,000.
Is that the main one? Is that the main one that people use, or do they try to do the commercial? What's the main product that you guys sell?
Today, it's a conventional loan, 100%.
Yeah.
Conventional loan anywhere between 5 and 20% down. But the thing about it is there's so many options, and people don't know that. You don't have to have 20% down. You can get into a house, a $300,000 house for, call it $9,000.
Okay. Wow.
So that isn't losing people's houses in this like back and forth. Your type of loan, does that like lessen your chances if you were a first time home buyer and you're up against like 10 other people who were conventional 20% down?
Mm-hmm.
Do they look at that as a buyer differently?
They do. That's definitely a realtor question, but they do. Obviously, my wife owns a real estate company, but we have a cash offer product. earlier this year, and it was because there were a lot of cash buyers out there. We came up with a cash offer product to where we can actually qualify to make it a cash offer, and with certain things in play and certain criteria, we would back it up with our own cash. So it was a cash back offer.
Okay.
And it was helping people win those deals. Yes. So to your point, somebody that's got a little bit more skin in the game is probably going to get looked at a little bit better. Now, there's a lot of other things that go into it too. So like, what is their actual offer? Do they have money for an appraisal gap? So there's plenty of things like that. But I think it's going to come back. It's going to become a little bit more playing field now.
Steve, let me ask you one last question before we got to run here.
Sure.
How is the market with USDA loans? With interest rates going up, if you're building a new house, are you better off trying to build a new house, even if it's conventional or USDA loan, or are you better off trying to buy a home that's already built?
I just think USDA is a great product. It's just only offered in what they consider to be rural areas. So, in St. Louis County, you're not going to be able to get a USDA loan. It has to qualify for that actual type of loan. I think it's a good product. It's 0% down. And then if you're talking about buying an existing home or building a home, it's to each their own. It's really to each their own. Builders are out there, and I don't know how far back some of them are. There was a point when it was taking a year to build some houses just because of materials and things like that. So if it's an existing house, I say go for it. If you got some time and you want to build a house, I say go for it.
Steve, how can people get in contact with you?
Feel free to give me a call. I'm on Facebook, Steve Strick, S-T-R-I-C-K, or you can give me a call at 314-374-0770.
Hey, before we let you go, how's your new business, Summit Rejuvenation Center, doing over there in the Ladue area?
We're rocking, man. I can't wait to see you in there.
You got it, my friend.
Yeah, we're optimizing health for everybody, females and males.
How can people learn more about that, Steve?
Give me a call, 314-374-0770. You can also go on Facebook at Summit Rejuvenation Ladue, and you'll find our website.
No, I've been studying some of it. It blows my mind if you're really trying to get healthier. Blew my mind, the technology that's out there now. So, Steve, I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks again for jumping in on the show.
Yes, thank you,
Thank
Steve.
you, everybody.
Enjoy the lake tonight.
All right, thank you.
See you, man.
All right, Steve Strick with USA Mortgage and of Summit Rejuvenation Center there. Anyway.
See, sometimes when I just listen for a second, I can get in there. But in the beginning there, I got to be honest, I was just kind of a little lost.
That's all
Hopefully
right.
I'm not
We're
the
all
only
learning.
one, but
We're
now
all
I know.
learning. Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, Crystal Cooper, I'm Vic Faust of Fox 2. We'll come back and continue the show. So much still to talk to. We had to jump in on that. Eric wanted it, so we got it for Eric.
He was good.
All right, back with more right after this.
The new abnormal.
This place is a nut house.
The Edge Morning Show.
Keep your resolution to quit cigarettes this time. Go to I Quit Vapor, 852 Bryan Road, O'Fallon. I Quit Vapor carries the salt nicotine systems, their latest juice flavors, and all of their pod systems. Let their staff explain why the salt nicotine system is so effective in helping you to quit cigarettes for good. It has a much smoother delivery and allows you to adjust the amount of nicotine intake. I Quit Vapor is still your one-stop shop for everything vapor. Keep your quit cigarette resolution this time. Go to I Quit Vapor, 852 Bryan Road, O'Fallon.
Spectrum Glass is known for their quality work on windshields, but they do so much more. Spectrum Glass also specializes in residential, commercial, and automotive window tinting. Reduce the heat, reduce the fading, and increase your comfort with professional window tinting from Spectrum Glass. Serving St. Charles and surrounding counties since 1995, Spectrum Glass is still your premier company for windshield replacement. And with free mobile service, they come to you. 636-294-1800 on Facebook and SpectrumGlassOnline.com.
When it comes to pellet grilling, the true heroes of the hopper savor the process as much as they savor the result. Kingsford 100% hardwood pellets can be used on any pellet grill and add bold, smoky wood flavor to any meal. No preservatives or artificial flavors. Kingsford hardwood pellets keep the temperature consistent for an even heat, so you can cook as low and slow as you want. Kingsford 100% hardwood pellets. Kingsford.com.
My daughter used to be a shining star. I would tell her, there's nothing you can't do. Now, it's like living with a stranger. It happens so fast. Centerpoint Hospital, real help for addiction and hope for a bright future.
If a young person dear to you is facing substance use, the Changing Point at Centerpoint Hospital now offers adolescent treatment solutions with detox, 4-week residential, and outpatient treatment. The Changing Point for adolescents at Centerpoint Hospital. Hope for a bright future.
DQ presents the sound of an all-star summer lineup. Leading off, the promising rookie, new Oreo Dirt Pie. On deck, the fan-favorite Girl Scout Thin Mints. Summer standouts, drumstick with peanuts and cotton candy. And batting cleanup, it's you. With your red spoon and 6 summer blizzard flavors, official treat of MLB. All part of the new DQ All-Star Summer Blizzard lineup. DQ? Happy tastes good.
Hey, Brian Dawson here. Folks, Brian Dawson Roofing and Construction is a roofing company dedicated to excellence and quality. We are very familiar with working with insurance as well as uninsured roofing needs. We do room additions, small roofs, big roofs, steep roofs, flat roofs, residential and commercial. So hey, if you have any roofing or construction needs, call me, Brian Dawson.
Learn more by visiting BrianDawsonRoofing.com or call 636-465-9465. That's 465-9465.
Shop in one place, O'Fallon Overhead Doors, for your residential and commercial garage doors and gates. As a locally owned, family-operated business, O'Fallon Overhead Doors provides 5-star service. Their technicians are not paid on commission, so they won't sell you something you don't need. Looking for a new door, a repair, or yearly maintenance? Call O'Fallon Overhead Doors on Continental Drive in Wentzville, 272-2722. Showroom open weekdays 8 till 4:30. Free estimates on new doors. Visit O'FallonOverheadDoors.com.
Here comes more of the Edge Morning Show.
You know what? I think part of that walk, what was it called? The privilege walk?
The privileged walk.
One of the questions should be, do you listen to Steely Dan or not? And if you do, you take 2 steps forward.
Yeah. I like Steely Dan.
I'm just saying.
This was fine in the 60s and 70s.
This is fine now.
No, it wasn't. You
remember Dr. Chevegas?
This is
You remember
brutal.
Dr. Chevegas?
It's because you're old.
So what? So are you. Do you remember Dr. Chevegas, the band?
Yeah, I think I've heard of them.
They're now doing a yacht rock tribute like this. A whole night of Dr. Chevegas
That would make
doing
sense.
yacht rock.
That would
I
make
know.
sense to me.
I'm in. I'm totally there now.
You guys go enjoy yourselves.
I'm not kidding.
You mean you're not going to be in attendance?
No. No. Take your meds with you.
Which ones?
All of them.
The Molly?
And your walkers.
And my walkers. I challenge you to a field goal kicking duel.
Oh
by the
no,
way.
you would beat me. I would
Really?
I would tear out my hamstring.
I just won one without even trying against Vic Faust. That's amazing.
That's right. I'm a
Mark
runner.
this one down.
I'm a runner and a
I'll
sprinter.
race you. I'll tell you what. I'll race you.
You don't want to race me.
Vic said he ran yesterday.
No,
You don't.
he didn't.
You don't.
He's
I
a-
did.
he's a-
I jogged.
What?
You don't want to race me.
I do now.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
I want to see it.
Yes, I do.
I would, Eric.
I will go buy new shoes today.
Eric.
And don't doubt him. He will go buy
I
some
will
new
go buy
shoes.
Eric, I'll give you 5 times the $1,000 that you owe
You're a
me.
damn tight end, for God's sakes. You probably have a 5'8" 40.
I will race many.
Game on.
Hey, by the way, I don't know if anybody's had the good fortune of going to Clayton's 801 Fish, but it was just voted best seafood restaurant in Missouri.
Nice.
I would have to agree. I've been there a couple times. It is absolutely
Cool,
amazing.
man.
So good there. Also, As we take a look at some of the headlines that were coming around, we've talked about the. Yeah, you have to talk about it. Just give it. Okay, today, the January 6th hearings are going to focus on Trump going after Pence.
Could you imagine that death fight?
Well, I did say that I hated what Trump did to him. Now, there are those who say that Pence sold Trump out too, but Trump he went after Pence that day when he was talking.
Yeah.
And he put a lot of pressure on Pence. I did not like that Trump did that. I can tell you that much.
I once saw Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen fighting on the bench, and it reminds me of the same thing. It's like they're on the same team. They're just pissed at each other because Scottie didn't get Michael the ball, and they went at it in Seattle one night, and I thought, tomorrow these guys are going to be fine. They're going to talk it out. It'll be fine. It's the same thing here. I know that Trump doesn't like Pence right now because he didn't X out the thing and say, no, Trump's the president. I get it. But they're on the same team, and this is just another example of Trump not knowing how to control himself, but he's still one of the greatest presidents in the history of this country.
Yeah, they canceled the hearings yesterday for whatever reason.
Did anyone say why?
I never heard a reason. And then they just
I guess they don't have
up
to tell
today.
you. Yeah.
They had to regroup.
It was just, but it's all about.
Okay, the ratings are
Trump.
sucking. What are we going to do?
Yeah,
Trump.
exactly.
Get the Jello
Exactly.
wrestling. We got Nancy Pelosi in the Jello wrestling at 3:00.
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm not in the fashion world, but one of my friends said that there was, I guess, whoever designed some of their clothes for the
Stop it.
hearing
No,
was, like,
I was
out
kidding.
promoting.
I was kidding. You mean they have a fashion designer at this hearing?
Did you see how nice Liz Cheney and the other women looked? That's not normal. I mean, I noticed
I was
that right
kidding
away.
with the Jello wrestling. Look how close I was. AOC on poll number 3.
Oh my God. No. Taking on Republican Lauren Boebert.
Oh my God. I challenge you to a duel.
Oh my God, that reminded me of the old celebrity death matches.
We got to
Do you
get some.
remember?
those
we
would
got to
be
get some
definite.
viewership.
If we could have politicians smash matches like we used
Yes.
to have, that would be people would probably
Yes.
watch that. Little Clay
Oh my God.
politician.
Danny says Vic would win the 100, Eric in the 20. No, I'm going to win them both.
I'm not playing, dude.
Okay. You'll
I
beat
got
me
you.
in a field goal kicking
I'm
contest.
not worried about the field goal kicking contest now.
You'll beat me in a guitar playing contest.
I'm not worried about that either.
You'll beat me in the wig contest.
I could teach you how to play guitar better than me.
No.
But
Oh
the
my
running,
God. Carlene says Pence had a job to do, and Trump was reminding him that's all that was. Carlene says this was all just a TV production. Yeah, probably. Vic and Eric running against each other. That would be a great thing for the show. Maybe, maybe not until we pull up with hamstrings and we're crawling across the finish line.
they roll you up to the desk.
Or hobbling.
Why is he on?
Or hobbling across the finish line. Maybe something like that.
Why is he in a wheelchair on the news?
But that is going on today. So you'll see more of that coming up today, and we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
Also, we talked earlier about the money, the Rams money, the settlement money. It's now going to be put away to earn about, I guess it was 6% on the $590 million. It had just been sitting, making about a 1 percentage point, one interest rate, or not interest rate, but 1% on their money. Not so good. They still can't decide what they're going to do with it. Okay, fantastic. We'll see where all that goes. Also, Jane Duker in St. Louis County is going after Sam Page. And Sam Page, it's all about sunshine laws. She wants to know when he exactly knew. The guy that was in charge of St. Louis County Jail was in a COVID kickback scheme. Sam Page says, I fired him with an hour of knowing. Jane says she knew a lot longer. She empowered him to do so.
Yes.
This race for St. Louis County Executive, the primary's in August. I mean, that's coming up.
I know.
That's going to, it's huge. Will Jane Duker have a shot to beat the incumbent?
Yes.
The stranglehold that Sam Page has had in St. Louis County.
I think so. He's just not charismatic.
He
basically, if you look at how
a lot of the people that run for that say, well, it all comes down to, quote, when you have Democrats versus Democrats, it comes down to who wins North County. Who wins the African-American vote.
She's a non-so-liberal Democrat she's a female. That gives her a little bit of an advantage. Sam Page only won his election. He only got 32% of the vote. It wasn't even that
believe so.
amazing.
I don't even know if it was that much.
Yeah, it wasn't even that much. So if Jane comes in here and kicks ass and takes names, and she's a good candidate, but people need to know her. They need to know her like they know Sam. Sam's just creepy. I'm sorry, he handled the COVID thing really bad in St. Louis County. He's aligning himself with the most liberal St. Louis City administration that I can ever remember. I don't think St. Louis County wants this. I think they want to get back to business as usual. And Jane is a fantastic example of that, I think. Personal opinion, go vote how you want.
We're going to find out because she is everything that Sam Page was when it came to, or for the most part, COVID vaccinations. But she's different when it comes to business, transparency, police.
Common sense.
Well, no.
Common sense. And I would also say that she's making herself available a lot to the media.
Well, she's trying to have a debate. Sam Page is refusing to have a debate, according to Jane. She has tried. The first time they did it, or tried to have it, she told the Post, or he told the Post, I'm not going to be there. Then all of a sudden, Tashard Jones gets COVID, and they were by each other. So
by the way, that's the new thing, Vic. Did you hear that Fauci has COVID and he was supposed to be in front of the Senate committee today?
I did.
That's the new tactic.
That's not the first time I've heard that it can be used.
Oh, yeah.
As, I got COVID, I can't be there.
Yes. And Sam used it to get away from Jane Duker. How funny is that?
Then Jane asked him at the St. Louis County Council meeting last week,
yes,
will you debate me? When are you going to debate me? And he just looked at her and wouldn't say anything. St. Louis County is the cog in the wheel. It really is. Mm-hmm. Business has been stagnant. There's all of a sudden now a lot of money that can be spent. As we've seen, it's being put into funds. So
they don't need a leader that's going to go capitulate to St. Louis City. They need a leader that's going to go over there and fight against St. Louis City to get what they need to have to be successful.
Yeah.
Sam Page is like, look, you're driving the ship to the the mayor of St. Louis right now. You're driving the ship. I'm just here to help you out. I'm your rudder. No, you don't need that. You need someone that's going to go in there and fight for some money. You need some people that are going to go in there and fight for businesses coming into St. Louis County. You're going to need someone that goes in there and has police force that is just ass kicking like we have out here in St. Charles. That's the thing I see. St. Louis County can either be St. Charles right now, effective, it can be profitable, it can be up and coming, it can be everything you want it to be, or you can die a slow death like St. Louis City is.
Mm-hmm.
Take your pick.
We want someone who's going to use it as a full-time position, too. I mean, he was so absent.
Yes.
And I think that was one thing that really frustrated everybody. So I do not see him at all being reelected. Being from the county, yeah, I agree. There's a lot of people upset with him. And
are there?
Yeah, but there were a lot of people upset the last time around, and he won.
Mm-hmm.
Montavani, wasn't he?
Yes, Mark Montavani.
He was a Republican, though, right?
No. He's a Democrat.
Okay.
He was a Democrat, and there were so many people in the race that
it just got muddled.
It did, and that's why you had such a small percentage for the winning total that Sam Page had. But Sam Page won, and he said it was his show of force that what I'm doing is the right thing to do.
Yeah, there's no mandate in that election, that's for sure.
No, but it's going to be interesting. I mean, he's trying to keep it quiet so that there is no name recognition for Jane. And it's not uncommon that an incumbent doesn't want to, or somebody who's leading a race, go debate, because it just gives somebody else an opportunity to get name recognition.
If I was Channel 2, 4, and 5, because you are the local news outlets, I'm sorry to tell you, you just are, I would say we are going to have a town square type of debate. Whoever wants to show up, you show up, because I don't think it's fair that Sam Page is able to put the thumb down on anybody that wants to debate these topics in St. Louis County. I'm sorry. So if Vic says, look, on August 16th, we're having a open forum debate. Whoever wants to participate that is running for St. Louis County Executive's office, you be here. If Sam doesn't want to show up, that's part of the damn story. Mm-hmm. Sam Page did not want to show up tonight. But on stage, we have our friends, yada, 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 and yada, whoever shows up. And you guys have a discussion on how to make St. Louis County better. Mm-hmm. He can't. And I would do that on 2, 4, and 5 because this is kind of an important election. It really is. I hate to say it. This St. Louis County can go 2 totally different ways right now. And I kind of feel sorry for Chesterfield and Ladue, and these places are getting the short end of the stick.
Chesterfield's building there is so much new going in around me, but I feel like we might be one of the only cities in St. Louis County that's really showing development. But right there by Chesterfield Mall, they're doing a huge
Now, what is happening at Chesterfield Mall, by the way? Not to change the subject.
At the actual mall, I don't know.
Okay,
but across Chesterfield Parkway, they're building, just like a whole new downtown Chesterfield area. So there's new restaurants. They brought Ruth Chris in. There's going to be brand new apartments there. They're going to have those shops with places above them.
And can you imagine being Chesterfield right now and saying, we are going to participate? How does this work exactly? They are going to now pay, according to what the plan is, they're going to pay for St. Louis's mismanagement.
Yeah.
They're going to combine the county and the city. If you are Chesterfield right now, are you going, no, we're taking care of business over here by ourselves. We're going to but now you are on the hook to go and take care of St. Louis City.
Well, there's a lot.
Isn't
of
that how
things.
it works?
What are you talking about?
We're
now?
just drawing. I think they're
call.
drawing people out of St. Louis. Like they're giving them another opportunity. You don't have to go downtown.
Combining the
what
county,
are you guys talking about?
By
Chesterfield development, like
by
that
combining the county
new
and the
Chesterfield
city.
downtown.
The county would be responsible for their tax base would go to St. Louis City. Isn't that correct?
What you mean in a merger?
Yes, city and county merger.
There's a lot of things about the merger. That's not a topic. It's a big deep dive topic. Yes, the resources, taxes.
So you have to be
shared.
real careful what county executive you vote for right now because they can drive the ship in one way or another.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely that's going to happen. Absolutely. 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 I just find that everything that's happening in this region would be very, very interesting if Jane Duker wins because Jane Duker, just put it this way, Jane Duker is blocked from Tashara Jones' social media accounts because Jane Duker was asking Tashara Jones questions going after her on social, and Tashara blocked her. So Jane wants to know, why are you blocking me when I'm just asking questions?
Good for her.
And so those two, I'm just going to tell you, those two would not get along. They would not.
Good. They need to have that kind of rivalry between St. Louis County and St. Louis City. They have to.
But some may feel like, oh, no, we need St. Louis City and St. Louis County to be lockstep.
No, you don't. You need St. Louis County to succeed because you are still on a path where you do not have to turn into St. Louis City. St. Louis City needs to figure themselves out first. They really do. I'm sorry. You need to, if you want to manage your police department, show everybody you can manage your police department. If you want to bring businesses into St. Louis proper and fill the skyscrapers, show Fortune 2000s that you can actually do that. Tashara, we do not give a damn that you don't want your cops going in and no-knock warrants. If someone is doing drugs in there and selling them to the kids in the community, bring a battering ram and knock the damn door down.
Right.
Period.
They had to take away the scooters. If that doesn't say...
I know!
No more Lyman downtown, No more riding the street.
I know!
If you can't ride a scooter, they had to take those away. That's just terrible in my mind. That doesn't say it.
Time out. Are you saying you were for or against the scooters?
I think that it's
the scooters
sad
did
that as
not work.
adults, no,
I will say
adults,
they do in
we
Nashville.
Have to have,
they do in Nashville.
The scooters didn't work, just like the trolley in the Central West End didn't work,
We'll make
which
it
is
work.
trying to get another rebirth. It just...
You go to Springfield, Missouri, they got them down there and they work just fine.
What do?
The scooters. And you go to Nashville, it's a big part of getting around in Nashville.
What the hell you need scooters for, man?
Because it's kind of a cool thing.
It is?
If it was executed properly.
I'm just saying it's sad they had to be taken away. Like we're not all adult enough to know how to ride a scooter correctly around town. Come on.
You couldn't even do that in St. Charles because of the cobblestone.
You couldn't do it because of the traffic. You'll get hit.
I know.
That's not funny. It would be interesting.
Actually, there was a couple in the news I saw. They got in trouble, and they're from the U.S. They were over, I think it was in Italy, and they had scooters, and there's video, and she shoves the scooter down these very old historical stairs. I'm blanking on the name right now. Caught $26,000 worth of damage to these stairs. And they got fined like $450 and they can't go to the site for 2 days. And that's it. They're only paying $900 worth. And they like purposely just, I mean, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
I guess we just can't have nice things.
Right. Can't just act right.
Yeah.
Gosh, go figure.
I think that this is a reflection in these liberals, and this is a liberal thing. It's a liberal millennial thing, these scooters. It's a great idea. You can put your low credit card in for 45 cents or whatever it is and cruise around the little city. It's a reflection in there's no such thing as a utopia. There's no such thing as a society where human beings can work together 100% of the time and take care of this kind of a thing, right? You just got too much criminal aspect out there. I always thought that, you see these little robot cars from Domino's Pizza. You're like, okay, I'm just going to send this little robot, drone out and deliver Domino's Pizza. It's never going to work. You have too many criminals that are going to intercept those things and take the pizza out. You just can't. It's not going to work. We don't live in a utopic society. I wish we did. But until we pass over to the other side and become enlightened beings. Sorry, Vic.
Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, Kristen Cooper, and Vic Faust and Fox 2. That's all right. We got to take a break. We'll come back. We'll finish off the show. That's all good. It's all good. And it's Thursday. It's June 16th. Back with more right after this.
To you this morning.
Be informed.
Well, who is it?
The Edge Morning Show.
If you want the best, don't settle for the rest. Come to F&S. F&S Collision Repair provides the best customer service, quality of work, paint color match, and paintless dent repair. They do it all. No job too big or too small. Just what your car or truck ordered. F&S Collision. Call today to schedule your appointment and get that car repaired. F&S Collision Repair.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
KFC knows that when it comes to chicken sandwiches, there's good and there's finger-licking good.
A chicken sandwich? That's good. A 100% white meat KFC chicken sandwich so delicious it forces you to rethink everything you know about sandwiches, including whether or not they even need buns, but then you remember how good a brioche bun can be and then having to rethink your rethinking? That's finger-licking good.
KFC's chicken sandwich, always served hot and crispy, in your choice of classic or spicy. Order now on the KFC app. Kentucky Fried Chicken, that's finger-licking good.
Prices and product availability may vary.
Midnight Auto Supply in St. Peters carries a full line of automotive parts and paints. They're a PPG Platinum distributor of automotive paint and industrial coatings and auto body shop supplies. For over 40 years, your hometown auto parts store is Midnight Auto. Stop in at Midnight Auto Supply in St. Peters, just off Mexico Road, 447-4000, 447-4000, on the web at mid-niteautosupply.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Erin Huey with Tomasino Gerst Vision Source. We provide a ton of specialty care: glaucoma, diabetic eye care, dry eye evaluations, now myopia management. Typically, we see patients that need vision correction for a variety of hobbies, for work, most often glasses and contacts. Come and see us at Tomasino Gerst Vision Source, dryoureyes.com, 272-1444, dryoureyes.com.
This week, Greta Van Susteren is back on cable news. Her new show just launched on Newsmax, America's fastest-growing cable news channel. Each night, Greta is proving that people want real news without the media spin. Her show is called The Record with Greta Van Susteren, and everyone is talking about it. Tune in at 6 p.m. Eastern as Greta broadcasts from Washington with the real news, giving you the facts you need to know. She's asking the tough questions the big media won't. Find out why millions are making the switch to Newsmax. It's on all major cable systems and streaming platforms. Make the switch and watch Greta Van Susteren tonight. Check your program guide or get info on her new show by texting the word Greta to 39747. That's Greta to 39747. Switch to Newsmax today. It's real news for real people. Texting enrolls for automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply.
Now, back to the Edge Morning Show.
Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Thanks for joining us again today. 9:57 is the time. We're gonna have to get out of here. Eric, you doing all right today? Don't go hurt yourself trying to get faster than me. It's all right.
Like we'll do it in flip flops. It'll be fun.
Yeah. That we're for sure to get hurt, man.
Come on.
Eric Johnson, Chris Knight, Krista Cooper, and Vic Faust of Fox 2. You have something you want to say?
What color tie?
Rainbow.
Yellow tonight.
Yellow.
Yeah, we're wearing yellow now. How's that?
Sure.
Aye.
Have a great day.
Sounds great. Bye.